and welcome back to Bachelor Buzz, the best place to come for recaps on your favorite show and the latest in Bachelor Nation news. We're your hosts, Arena
and Julia, and we're very excited for you guys to join us. I am getting buzzed tonight. Happy Tuesday. This is the Ferrari Carano Pinot Grigio. My husband got it for me. I love Pinot Grigio. Yeah, it's really good. It's very light, pretty mild, but it's nice. I like it. I really need to look up other ways to describe wine, but it really is very good, guys. Yeah, Pinot Grigio is definitely one of my top types of white wine. So yeah, we're really excited, and today we're doing a Bachelor Nation news update. Woo! And we're so happy to be back, guys. It was so hard to skip last week.
But it was a much needed break that we definitely needed to rejuvenate, recuperate from that season. Yes, from the epic season of Joey and Kelsey. And so now we're back. And Julia, why don't we just give them a little heads up on what to expect during this break between Bachelor and Bachelorette. We still have content, everyone.
Oh yeah, we definitely want to make sure we're still posting weekly. The Bachelorette with Jenn is not going to air until like July. So we have a little bit of time, listeners. So we are definitely excited. We actually did a little vote on our Instagram, and our listeners responded, and they would really love to see more Bachelor Nation news, Bachelor couple profiles. So we were thinking maybe like the successful couples, but also maybe the ones that were kind of dumpster fires.
Hey,
it's fun. I'm sorry.
We gotta mention them.
And honestly, a lot of the dumpster fires now, they're all thriving in their own ways. So we'd love to just give you guys all an update on them too. And then the third thing that our viewers asked for were spicy takes. Those we definitely want to, share with you guys, but we may save the spicier ones for our Patreon. So just keep an eye out for those as well. We're really excited though. We have lots of ideas, and there's just so much going on that we're excited to keep everyone posted with the Bachelor Nation updates like today.
Yeah. So our news today, first we have to start out with Joey and Kelsey because, they are the newest couple in the Bachelor franchise. And we're so happy for them. Yeah, happy for Joey. So Joey, just real quick, he has been in this Bachelor world since March of last year when he started filming for charity season. So full circle. And now he has his love. And he's engaged, so it's really wonderful.
So happy for them.
It is so wonderful. I think we all felt like she was the one from that season. Like, there was no one else that was better for him. So, and she seems like such a great person, and they've already been doing things in NOLA or New Orleans, which is where Kelsey lives right now. She has roommates, so Joey is there living with her and her roommate.
He just can't catch a break. This man needs his own space. He's living with his sister.
I know.
Now he's living in a house of girls, but obviously he's loving every second.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed catching up with them and just like seeing them on the podcast. They've pretty much done all of them. They did the happy hour, Bachelor happy hour. They did the
Chicks
Nick
in the
Viall.
Office.
Chicks in the Office. They have been everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's been so awesome just like hearing more about their love story. We learned that Joey actually dreamed about Kelsey the first night.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are joking, oh, it's the voodoo doll. Where did you get your voodoo doll, Kelsey? But I mean, at the end of the day, like, their connection was real and right away. And I think that really proves it. And it's so beautiful to see that. So.
It is. It was always her. And he said that, what was it, producers or other people had been on the show who said the person you dream about is going to be that one that that you're looking for, or something like that. So
for sure.
I think that he knew deep down the whole season it was her, but understandably he had all these amazing women that wanted to be with him.
He had to do the process.
Yeah.
Which I commend him for.
Yes.
Other bachelors have or bachelorettes like Claire Crawley,
Yeah.
they've ended it early, or Clayton, not so early, but they've
Yeah.
ended it because they're like, I already know who it is.
Yeah.
But he did go through the whole rigmarole
He did.
and he found his lady.
He did.
Right now when you said something about the Bachelor or the producers, I thought you were going to mention how they told him to stop staring at her.
Oh, I know. Well, that's also what they mentioned,
That
right?
was
Like he was
another
giving her
thing.
too much attention on the
Yeah.
group dates, and they were like, dial it down because you've got to be fair and we need to shoot this. It's a
We need a
show.
show. We need it to be dramatic.
Yes. So I think like maybe he just didn't want to admit it to himself for a little bit, even though he deep down he didn't consciously know, but subconsciously
Yeah.
he knew.
Do you think that maybe, and I'm saying a big maybe here because I actually don't think this, but do you think maybe they push Daisy on us so much to distract us from the very obvious obsession he had
I
with
think that's a
Kelsey?
big part of it. I think that's a big part of it. I
Ooh.
do. Not only did they love Daisy, and we'll talk more about Daisy later because she's been doing the podcast
Oh
circuit
yeah,
too.
she's been on there.
Yeah, so I think that that maybe could have been part of it. Like, not just because they
Mhm.
really liked her and they wanted her to show up again in the Bachelor franchise somewhere, but also that to throw us off because even with the rose
Yeah,
ceremonies, right, at the end that we've already
they
talked
did.
about,
Yep.
like, they kept showing her first getting the rose, but it wasn't her. It was always Kelsey at the end.
Oh,
So
interesting.
okay, but they're together and they're going to be moving to New York City in the summer, later in the summer. And so
Mhm.
they will be there. Charity and Dotton already live there. So many other Bachelor
Love.
alum already live there. And as we know, I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of Charity and Dotton. So I'm so
Yeah.
excited for double date stuff and content. Okay. Friend.
Yes. Yeah, I can't wait to see. I mean, obviously, we're not following him as closely. We gotta like, let these people live their lives,
Yes.
but
And I
I
need a break.
definitely want to keep you guys
Yes.
updated on how they're doing.
Yes.
I think Lorraine and I both feel that they are like meant to
Yeah.
be. I
Yeah.
really think that they're end game, you
I think
know?
they're going to last. I really do. And I think they're going to get married. And like we were talking about, like the last three couples from the actual Bachelor show and Bachelorette
Mhm.
show, we have Zach and Katie, we have Charity and Dotton, and now we have Joey and Kelsey. I think they're all
3 for
going to get
3.
married to each other.
I
And
really think so.
yeah, we
Their
this
vibes
this
are
is a time.
immaculate.
Yes. It's like
It's
the
so
era
good.
of true love on The
Yes.
Bachelor right now. Let's
Can
just
we
soak it in,
just
guys, because it's
I
not forever.
know.
I'm
Can we
sorry.
just also give a little praise to the
Casting
casting?
has
Good
definitely
job.
become better. It is
They've
way
gotten better. There's
better.
still things they can improve on, but as far as
Yes.
picking people who could actually be the one for the lead,
Yes.
you're for 3 for 3
Three for
as
three.
far
Don't
as
screw it up. We got Jen
ignoring
coming
all
up.
the seasons before the last 3.
Yes.
But
No
like
offense to the people.
that's really
Well,
good. Let's just call this a winning streak.
yes, it's a winning streak. And so we
Yeah.
hope it continues. So let's hope. And so we also have talking about Jenn, the Bachelorette. We are really excited that she obviously is a Bachelorette. We can't wait for the
So
season to
excited.
begin because we
Mhm.
are ready to cover it. And for me, honestly,
So
the
excited.
Bachelorette is my favorite of the two, more than the Bachelor. I just Plus, it's a woman finding love, and she has all
I
these men. Hey,
know.
I can relate. And not that I've been on a show like that, but that you
You
have
can
suitors,
relate. Back in my day,
suitors
I
before
was
marriage.
No, I totally agree. I mean, like, we're women, so
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
and yeah, and then
it's like,
we're
wouldn't that have been nice?
yes,
But, we did it
exciting.
without that, and
Yeah, and we're
so
fine. It worked
we're
out.
doing great.
Yeah,
But it's like really amazing that this happens, and I'm just glad it's like an equal opportunity franchise.
yeah.
It would be
In
terrible
that
if they only
way,
did for men,
I
which they
know.
did for a while, but
Yeah. Two
but yeah,
thousands, early
Jen,
2000s. But yeah, Jen. So as
we
some
did
of
find
you
out some things.
Yes, we did. So, as some of you may have known, if you saw a clip from Entertainment Tonight, Jen's season of The Bachelorette is being filmed at Hummingbird Nest Ranch, which is in the Santa Susana Hills or Mountains of California in the Simi Valley area. So, they're not using the OG mansion for The Bachelor, and it's not because they're not going to use it anymore. It's just because there was a scheduling issue, and I'm sure it'll be back for Golden Bachelorette, hopefully. If not, Hummingbird
I
Ranch is
hope
there.
not. They need like a
Like
sunrise.
it.
Sorry, spicy take. But seriously, they need somewhere that these women can like relax, these golden bachelorettes.
It
Like,
would
I don't
be
want bunk beds
nice.
for them anymore.
The older people should not have bunk beds. No one
Yeah.
should, but the older people, like, they've paid their
No.
dues. They deserve
Yeah.
real
They need
beds.
like real nice like memory foam.
Yes. Even if they're twins, that's fine, but give them actual, like,
Yeah.
bunk. Going up
Right?
ladders, I don't even like to do that. And I'm
Oh
in my
no.
30s. Like, what?
Oh no. My back could not take it.
Like,
Oh,
no. So we're having the season is being shot there. However, they are already either heading to Melbourne, Australia, or they're already there. So Jenn, they're already traveling, which is surprising for the Bachelorette. I'm going to be honest with you because if you
especially
check back
Australia.
with Charity's
Hmm.
season, I'm still salty about this. Why didn't they travel during her season until when they traveled for the end of the show to Fiji? Like they went to everywhere in the United States. They didn't even go far. They went to Oceanside, California first, which is south of LA. And then they
It's
went
like a
up to
little day
Washington
trip.
State. They
Yeah.
stayed on the West
Hmm.
Coast. And then they went to New Orleans. That
Oh,
was it.
yeah, that's not great.
That's not fair. Not fair.
Mm.
Not fair. But I'm glad that they're doing better for Jen's season.
Yeah.
So I hope they
And
will
Australia
continue.
is so fun. That's like on
Yes.
my bucket list. I love Australia.
Yeah, I would love to see Australia too, like in person. So that's really
Yeah.
amazing that that's where they're going. And just a
Hmm.
little detail, actually, before Joey's season started, he was, I think, on Bachelor Happy Hour, and they asked him, "What are some places you would love to go on the show?" And Australia was one of them. So they
Ooh.
didn't do it for him, but they're doing it for Jen.
They're like,
Can't give
let's
you
do it.
everything. Yeah.
Whatever. Let's do it. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I'm really excited. They did send out they made public the cast list,
Yes.
at least some of them. I mean, it's not all the guys,
Yeah.
but she has a good variety. There were some different
Yeah. I think
sizes,
there, yes.
ages,
Body
some
diversity.
races, not a lot of diversity in the
Yeah,
race
not a lot in the race.
department.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I
So,
don't know. It's like at what point do we look at it and say like maybe that's her preference? Like I don't know if she had like a type that she do they
well,
do that, Arena?
they
Do you
do,
know?
they ask them ahead of time, like,
Yeah.
what are you into? And I know that, like, for Joey's season, he said he was open to all women,
Right.
which
That's
is
why I was
explains his
surprised there
season.
was mhm.
Yeah, but like I think
Maybe
that
she
I
has a
don't
type.
know what she would have told them, but I know that when she was on Bachelor Happy Hour, Serena and Joe asked Jen, like, is Joey your type? And she did say that she was used to dating guys like Joey that look kind of like a
Mhm.
Joey that have Italian backgrounds and things like
Okay.
that. So
Yeah,
that's her
that's what I was
type.
wondering.
Yeah. So
Makes sense.
that being said, though, I didn't 100% see that much
True.
in
That's true.
that
It's not like we got all
cast
carbon
list.
copies of Joey.
Yeah, I know. You
No.
can't do a copy of Joey though.
He's his own little
He's
guy.
one and one.
That's true. Although
Um,
weirdly, I feel like my husband and him have a lot of same features.
I'm sorry, because I know her husband, folks.
Sorry.
So I was like,
Yeah. Like, isn't there a little bit? I don't know.
I
Sometimes
could see,
he reminds me of my husband, and I'm like, oh,
I could see some.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
I could see some of that there. I
Yeah,
could
guys, don't dig
definitely.
into my
Yeah.
personal
Hey,
life.
hey, guys.
Um, no, but like that is really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm excited for her season, and I
I
do think
am.
that I was happy to see some different sizes. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
there's like one dude who's a little
There's one. Yeah.
hefty, one
Yeah.
guy, but like
One
that's
guy.
different. They haven't done that
Better than most. At least it's
really.
there's one. There should be more, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I hope he goes far,
I
or
well
at least
let's
like given a
let's
fair chance
let's
by
see who he
producers
is.
and Jen.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be what's he like on the inside, but I
Yes.
just hope that they cast for her because they generally cast for the lead. And as we heard, even though I don't want to re-bring this up because I
Yeah.
love Jen and she is the best choice in my opinion at this time. But we did hear, obviously, most people did hear chatter that they had another person
Mhm.
in
Me
mind for the
too.
lead. And I wonder, because that
Don't
cast
tell me.
list was released so quickly, and we don't know at what point Jenn became the Bachelorette,
Oh,
that I hope
right.
they cast for her, because that is the only way you're going to get true success, I think, on this show. If they're casting for the lead. If you're not casting for the lead, how can you have a successful couple? So,
So let's just be real. Who are we talking about? They asked
Maria.
Daisy and they asked
And
Maria.
yes.
Exactly. So I think you hit the nail on the head. We could be seeing some remnants, at least, of what the producers have chosen or the casting has
For them.
chosen for those ladies,
Yes.
even though they both declined in what seemed like a pretty timely manner. I don't know though.
I
Um,
know.
but yeah, that definitely is a good point, and I hope that they are adding people. Like,
Hope so.
same thing for, past seasons where
Yes.
they've had like two bachelorettes
Yeah.
with Claire and then Tasha and then
Uh-huh.
Gabby and Rachel and even
Yeah.
Caitlin Bristow and
I
remember her
don't know.
name.
Who else was?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Who
But
was it?
And then Michelle and Katie Thurston were the same, like different times, but in the same year, right? Like they had Katie
Yeah.
Thurston, and then they had Michelle right after, and that was after Matt James' season because they both came from Matt James' season. So,
Hmm.
like, I feel like you've got to cast for the lead, and when you do, you get more success. So I hope that they switched it up. I'm sure they kept some people, which makes sense because there are certain people that would be really good for this type of show. But
Hmm.
I hope that they added some people that we didn't see or switched out some people. And this is no offense to those men, I don't know them. It's more about for her, what's going to work for her. So I hope that I just hope it works out, period. It would be lovely if Jenn did find the one for her in her season, because it would
Got a
just
winning
be
streak. We can't break it.
right. We keep going with the winning
Come
streak in
on.
love.
Speaking it
Love.
into the universe.
Yes, we need to
Um,
manifest. Let's put it on a board and let's get
I
a message to
know.
get it out there.
Get the star sign analysis going.
Oh
Just
my gosh, we
kidding.
need
But
to
we
do
are
that
definitely
again.
doing that again.
We're
Yeah.
doing that again. It was such a great idea. And it was so on
It
point,
was
and it
fun.
validated what we had
So
been saying
real.
too.
Yeah,
And then
for sure.
it was just really amazing. So also
But
we have
okay.
family feud, celebrity family feud. Okay, first of all, I really
Yes,
love
this was
Family
such a
Feud.
delight to see. Oh my gosh, me too. It's one of those shows that I like never watch, but then I'll like find it on TV and I'll watch like 7 episodes in a
Yes,
row. And I'm like,
yes,
wow, I'm very good at this show.
yes.
And
Brady
I
comes
just do that
through.
every like 3 months and it's the best. Like I forget about it almost. But like Celebrity Family Food, y'all, we gotta tune
Oh my
in because
gosh.
in August we are going to see two of our favorite groups from this past year, which is the
Yeah.
Golden Bachelorettes versus that's my drum roll. The Bachelorette three couples, the trifecta of successful couples. We have
Yes.
Zach and Katie, Charity and Dotton, and of course Joey and Kelsey.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay. Oh,
We're so excited.
and there's going to be also Gary, the first Golden Bachelor, Teresa, and their families are doing one too. But I
Oh,
think that I don't know who they're competing against.
hmm.
And I saw so many Golden Bachelorettes that I'm wondering if they're doing like them against two groups of the Golden Bachelor. Like, I don't know. Because we see so many of them and it's really wonderful. And I love seeing these ladies. And I'm still sitting here wondering who's going to be the Golden Bachelorette
I
because
know.
it's hard. It's
I mean, it's
definitely,
definitely not going to be Susan and Kathy
yeah,
because they've already gotten their whole thing, which
yeah.
also shout out, another piece of update, Golden Hour has begun.
Yes.
They had their first guest, Zach and Katie, and you can find that on Apple. We'll
Yes.
talk more about that in a minute, but just wanted to
Yeah.
throw that out there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. No, it's hard to figure it out. But like you said, yeah, Susan or Kathy are out because they have their podcast. So it's any one of the other women, anyone like
probably April's
Leslie,
out.
Sandra. I haven't seen
She's like,
April
because
really.
she's not really in the asking anymore. And I feel like she's
Yeah.
just, you know what? April has taken a lot from The Bachelor, but I feel
Hmm.
like she's like channeled that into her work
Yeah.
because she's posting a lot more of like, self-help things,
Yeah.
which is like what she does. She's a therapist.
Hmm.
So that's been cool to see, but I don't see her doing this. I feel like she's
Yeah.
like taking from it what she wants or what she
Yeah.
needed.
And they
But
feel
I
like
really love hearing her input.
Yeah, and I
Mhm.
think her input, like I hope they have her on the golden hour because
Oh yeah,
she
they
has
should.
a lot to say too, and she would have insightful like
Yeah,
responses
I
and
would
just
love to
like
have her on here.
feedback. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how
April, if you're
awesome would
listening.
that be?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Manifest.
you can't tell
Manifest.
she's
I'm
one of
just
our favorites.
manifesting. Okay.
But yeah, who else do we I mean, Leslie, obviously. I think it'll
Leslie.
be Leslie.
I think
They've
it would
gotta help
be.
this lady out. Like she's been through so
She
much.
has, and she
She deserves
deserves
it.
it.
And she's
Leslie's
hot.
amazing. She's amazing, yes,
She's
and
awesome.
she's out there like doing her thing, and I mean, I
Mhm.
love Leslie. She's so amazing, and of course, I love Sandra, but I just don't know if they'll pick her. I truly like Sandra's one of my faves. And then we saw like Joan, and we also saw
Um,
like who else did we see? Like a bunch of the
oh,
ladies. Ellen.
at the Family Feud. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a lot of really, I mean, there's just so many great people who came from that season that,
Hmm.
I hope that they bring them back for multiple things. Although a lot of people are saying it's a lot. Hey, why not? If we have to see other people, why can't we see them too? Like they deserve
Yeah.
their time. So on to Golden Hour, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
Katie and Zach did an interview with the ladies, Susan and Kathy, and they talked about um getting married. So people,
Yay.
do we remember at the Golden Wedding when Charity and Dotton announced that they're getting married in fall 2025? And then we saw Zach and Katie standing there and we were like,
They
why are they just
were
standing there? And
awkward sauce.
but it was, you know what, no rush because they're doing it in their time and their way, and that's what's important because in real life, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you take a
And I
couple
have to
years.
say, it's like when I watched his season and they became Bachelor, or, she like won or whatever,
Yeah,
I was happy, but I wasn't like super invested. I was just kind of like, okay, whatever. Like part of me
yeah,
like didn't really think it was gonna last.
yeah,
But now I see them and I see their love has grown and just like they are so cute together. I
yeah,
stan Zach
they
and Katie. Like
are.
I love watching their videos now. They're really fun.
Yeah,
She makes me like him more,
yeah. She
you
brings out
know?
his fun side.
Yeah, like they're
Like,
just a really great couple, and it's just awesome to see that. So I just wanted to
yeah.
say that too. So if you
No,
guys don't
that's
follow
really
them,
great. That's
check on
really great
them.
because like I didn't watch Zach's season. And it's hard, like I can't get it on Hulu. Like so
Mhm.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
And what I heard about it, people said he just wasn't that exciting. But you know what? I'm learning who they are now, and like you
all
said,
you
they
need
seem
is that one
great
person.
together.
Yeah, they are
Yeah,
so fun, and she's
yeah.
amazing. I
She
love
does
her like
seem,
natural beauty too, and she's a nurse. Like
yep,
he got a winner.
he did.
But yeah,
He
so it's
did.
great to see that they are right. They are looking at to
Fall
get married, right?
2025, yeah.
Yay!
So they're starting to look at wedding venues according to that interview. And they're thinking of either doing a destination wedding, which would be smaller, or a wedding in Texas, probably, because that's where they live in Austin. And so if it was Texas, they said it would be much bigger. And they also talked about the fact that no, they did not buy that house that we saw them moving into last year.
Uh,
Remember when we were all, okay, guys, for our fans, we talked about like they
we
bought
were
a
like, how
house
could
and
they do that?
yeah, but they didn't. They're renting it, which is really none of our business anyways, but
Yeah.
that's great. And so they're looking to buy a house eventually too. And so, they're doing it in their time and their way. And I love that. And I just like seeing their content, like you mentioned. And I like seeing them with Charity and Dotton and Joey and Kelsey. And I love it all. May they all get
Hmm.
together again and do
So
more content.
exciting. I know they're like a really great like
Trifecta. Yeah.
trifecta of couples.
They really
Yeah.
are. They
They
really
have a lot
are.
of.
Something for everyone.
Mhm.
So yeah, that is them. But now that we have seen Joey and Kelsey making the rounds, we now have Daisy time. Daisy has been going around to the podcast. Julia,
Daisy.
you listened to
The
the
Vile
podcast.
Files. Yeah,
Yes.
I listened to like most of it. But yeah, it was definitely good to hear her side of things. The key points that I took from it, she was asked to be Bachelorette, which I think part of us were hoping that it was just Jenn off the bat, but it's pretty obvious that they
Mhm.
were gonna ask her,
Yeah.
from editing alone.
Yeah.
But they did ask her. She turned them down,
Mhm.
and she said they were actually so supportive. Her main reasons for turning it down was that number one, her health. She is a person who has been through a lot medically,
Yeah.
and she had to think about, like, am I going to sleep? Am I going to be stressed? Like,
Mhm.
what are we doing? So she decided, no, I'm not going to do it because of health. But also, another
Yeah.
thing that she discussed was just not wanting to hurt people, which I think was
Mhm.
a really honest and important piece to add. Like,
Mhm.
she's like, do I have to keep people and kiss people, even if I know they're not the one for me? Like, I have to keep people on, and, like, I'd rather just let them go. But yeah, she would have to do that. And apparently she also spoke with other past leads, and they just kind of helped her, understand that it just wasn't the right. And on after the final rose, she actually said, they asked her, "Are you ready to date, or are you ready?" They said something like that, like, "Are
Yeah.
you ready for a new relationship?" or
Yeah.
something. And
Mhm.
she said, "No, I'm not ready." But
Mhm.
in the vital files, she clarified, it's not so much that I'm not ready to date, I'm just not ready to be still in the Bachelor
Yeah.
franchise. So, I think that was really important for us to, like, find out, because it's like,
Mhm.
no, I actually am really glad she's dating. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't really wanna hear that she's not ready, like, what?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's been a while, move on. And honestly, like, we knew that she and Joey were not meant to
Yeah.
be from the beginning, even though a lot of people stand
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
Uh, it's just like we could sense it. And actually,
Yeah.
she even herself, again, like, mentioned her connection with Joey. She said that
Yes.
she didn't feel a
Something
huge
was
connection till
missing. Mm.
Jasper, their trip to Jasper.
Yeah. She said
That
there
was
was
pretty far
something
along in the
missing,
season.
like,
Yeah.
during the season, like, there was always something missing, and we saw that. Like, and I think people
Yeah.
that were looking at it with a critical eye saw it too, and it was no insult to her. It never
Oh, or
was.
him.
Or him. It was just it wasn't quite there. That's all.
Yeah, and
That's
she even was like, the other girls would tell me, like, "Oh, he's really into you," and she was like, "What?" She
I
didn't really see it, and,
know.
I think it just, again, what we suspected, that the producers pushed this idea on
Yes,
us, about her.
they did.
Like, the reality was that she didn't really feel a connection till later on, and at the
Mhm.
end, he wasn't the one, and she was okay with that. She's fine.
Yeah.
She and Rachel have been hanging out in sweats. They've
Yeah.
been relaxing. They're fine, and I'm so
Yeah.
glad to see they're fine, because in the
Mhm.
end, like, they have something so much better for them out
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Um, okay, other things that we learned that I thought was funny. Of course, we're gonna talk about the video.
Oh, yes.
She laughed. She was like, "Oh, when I did it, it was just like helping out my friend." Apparently, Abe Money is one of her closest friends. They've been
Yes.
friends for, like, since middle school. She loves him. She's like, "Oh, yeah, of course I'll do your video with you." And she just
Mhm.
did it. And then she
Mhm.
went home and, like, showed her mom, and her mom's like, "What are these lyrics?" And she's like, "I don't know." Like, she just didn't think it was a big deal. And then, the song is now, like, making rounds, and
Viral.
she is just answering she's handling it really well. I think she's
Uh-huh.
just kinda like, "LOL, yeah, I did that." Which I commend, because, like, part of me thought that maybe she, like, didn't want it to get out.
Mhm.
We were even saying, like, "Why aren't people talking about this? Was it, like, removed? Like, why
Yeah.
can't I'm surprised I could find this."
Yeah.
But she actually is totally fine with it,
Yep.
which I thought was cool. And then, just more on her, like, singing. They did ask, like, "Oh, are you trying to get into singing?" And she said that probably not, now that she has, like, the significant hearing loss on her
Mhm.
left ear.
Yeah.
Um, she really was just trying to do covers, a few years ago when she was doing all
Yeah.
the singing, because she felt like, oh, this is, like, so heartbreaking, but she felt that this was her last chance to really sing, and, like,
Um,
this was the time, and, like, she may
mhm.
not be able to do it again. And they asked her, like, how do you do with music now? And she does say that music doesn't sound the same.
Hmm.
And it's heartbreaking, but at the same time, like, how beautiful that she did take that
Yeah.
initiative to record things and enjoy her
Yeah.
voice and her music. And I think it's a lesson for all of us to just really grab life by the horns and like not wait.
Yeah.
Um, I really liked hearing about that. It's always interesting to hear a little bit more detail about the things that, maybe are surprising about people.
Yeah.
So I
And
liked
hear
hearing
them
about that.
talk about it
Mhm.
too, like straight
Yeah,
from
and
the
I
person.
like that Abe Money was her friend.
Yeah.
She mentioned his real name, but I forgot it. I didn't
Yeah, I
write
don't
it down.
remember. I'm
It
sorry.
wasn't Abe
Sorry, Aid
Money.
Money. Right.
Dollar sign. She
Um,
also talked about like the whole vocal fry and stuff. And she's like, come on,
mhm.
guys, like I can't help it. I can't hear it. So again, to our listeners, anyone who's upset by it, like vocal fry is definitely something that could be a byproduct of hearing loss,
Mhm.
and we all just need to be accepting of her. And
Mhm.
I don't have hearing loss, but be accepting of me too, because I know I have vocal fry sometimes.
You know what, people? We are who we are. So,
We are,
it's
yeah. But it's
like-
just like it's like not cool that people would jump down her throat over something that she can't change at all or even know about. She probably
yeah,
doesn't hear
she
it,
probably didn't hear it. Like, she didn't
So,
realize. So, yeah.
but yeah, that was some interesting stuff I heard from Daisy.
Mhm.
Anything to add? I know you heard her on a couple other platforms. Anything extra?
It was pretty much like I didn't finish her interview that she had with Joe and Serena on Bachelor Happy Hour, but I listened to most of it, and a lot of what you mentioned is what she mentioned there too. So
Yeah.
I think she's probably talking about this similar stuff on all the podcasts, kind of like Joey and Kelsey were doing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's nice to kind of hear her more because also we're finally getting her now outside of the Bachelor lens on the show and how she was edited. And we're kind of getting more of a
So
real
refreshing.
Daisy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's refreshing. And I feel like I'm getting to know her better now, like actually as a person than on the
Yeah.
show. So it's nice for that. And I know we're going to see her again. She's working a lot on her nonprofit. She said she's working on another children's book. And she said that she wrote a memoir and finished it before she
Wow.
went on the show.
She sure
So
is a busy
she,
girl.
she is busy, and we're definitely going to see more of Daisy. Oh, another thing she actually mentioned on Bachelor Happy Hour was that they asked her, "Would you ever do Bachelor again, or like be a Bachelorette?" And she said, even though at this point, no, she didn't 100% rule it out ever.
Hmm.
So who knows?
May
I
not
think
be the
we're
end of Daisy.
yeah, I think we're going to see her again
I could definitely see her as the Bachelorette in like a year or two. Like they may just want to pull someone from the
from a
past,
previous
you never
season.
know.
Yeah, it's
Although they
tough
really
because
have gotten the routine of like picking someone from the past, like
they
the immediately
have,
past season.
but I
But
don't
like
know.
Nick Vile, they didn't do that.
Exact. And Claire, she was not, she
Claire
was on a
and
way previous
Tasha.
season. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Tasia
So
too.
actually, yeah,
So sometimes it happens, but I think, like, I guess it depends on who they had in the last season, if they feel like anyone from that cast would be a good option.
yeah.
Because I feel like if they have a really good person from the previous cast, that they have to strike while the iron's hot, unless they do another two bachelorettes in 1 year thing,
Yeah.
which they tend to
And
do
I
a
just
lot.
don't see her on Bachelor in Paradise.
No, I don't think
But
she's
if
back
they
on
ever
Paradise.
did like Bachelor Winter Games or
Or
something,
Summer Games.
shout out to the franchise and listen to
Hello.
us. Like I loved Bachelor Winter Games. That was so much fun. If they did a Summer Games, like they need to expand
They did do something.
their types of shows
Yeah.
because like they were successful. Also the Listen to Your Heart. Oh yeah, that's something I wanted to mention too. There's still so much updates, guys.
Okay.
Sorry, stay with us. Stay with us.
Well, I know they filmed where they're filming Jen's season is where they filmed Listen to Your Heart at Hummingbird Nest
Oh,
Ranch.
okay. That's
So
a
there's a
fun
tie there.
fact.
There's
Good job. Yeah.
a yeah. Um, but yeah, so I feel like, yeah, I think we will see Daisy again, and I don't know if it'll just be in Bachelor franchise or if it'll just be just out in entertainment. We're definitely going to see her for sure. She has so many opportunities now. She's doing so much and doing good and so much good, and so I feel like we will see her again. But It's been nice, kind of like just to piggyback on that, hearing some of the contestants from Joey's season talking, because we even got an interview of Kelsey T on Bachelor Happy Hour, and they had talked to Rachel before, and they've talked to some other people. So it's nice that we're hearing from them as well, even though I know it's about Joey and Kelsey. Understandably, it's their love story. But I also, you get connected to these people. If you watch them throughout the season, you start to have favorites. You start to have people
Yeah.
that you're rooting for, and you're just kind of like,
Mhm.
oh, and not knowing if they're doing anything this summer in terms of Bachelor in Paradise, which they're probably not. That's what they've said. But I hope, like
Yeah.
you were saying with the games, is the Olympics this summer. Let's do a summer games. Let's do
Oh,
a
that would be so
summer
much fun.
games, please. We cannot not see these contestants from Joey's season. And I would say even some of the guys from Charity's season, let's see them again.
Yeah.
They would
There's
be
a
great
whole
with these women.
crew.
Yes.
Yes.
I see so many potential matches. Let's do it. So we'll see. Who knows?
Okay. Well then now I think we just have like shorter updates.
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
So Christina Mandrell and Brayden. So
No, I
Brayden
think,
Bowers,
yeah.
right. So yeah, we don't know if they actually got married. I think they did not because it seemed like they did like a photo shoot,
Yeah.
like a wedding photo shoot. And I feel like if they got married, it would be a way bigger deal. Like people would be like posting on all
Right?
ends.
Right?
Yeah. So I don't think they got married, but they did a really cute shoot.
They did.
And they're like planning this trip to, I think,
Costa
Costa
Rica.
Rica.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's host a trip, like sign up. And we were
Yeah.
literally like, should we do it? But
Yes.
then we remembered we're moms of
Yeah.
children, little
Yeah.
tiny
We can't just
children.
get up and go.
So maybe not, but
Yeah.
like that would be so fun. So look into it, guys.
Yes.
If you want to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
there's probably no spots left at this point.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But yeah, it's very cool that that they're doing that.
It is.
Um, okay, what else? Let's
Wait,
see.
Tyler
Tyler.
Cameron.
Tyler Cameron, love him. But he's got a very spicy thing going on. Do you want to talk about it right now, or do you want me
I
to?
so I'll say this though, like so I did not see Hannah Brown's season. I know people. I need to watch it. And I know that Tyler Cameron was on that season, and everyone I hear is like he's amazing. So
Yeah,
I am going to be
he's
tuning in
awesome.
to
I
his
really liked
new
him.
show, Going Home
Yeah.
with Tyler Cameron, his like home reno show that's going to be on Prime. I'm definitely going to
Yes, I'm
watch that so
definitely
I
gonna
can learn
watch.
about him.
Yeah, and there's gonna
And
be a lot of Bachelor people on there, like Hannah
yes,
Brown, like
yes, Matt
Matt
James and
James. Yeah.
Rachel, like
Mm-hmm.
they are going to be on there. And yeah, but the thing that we really wanted to talk about was his OnlyFans
Oh my
page.
God. So he on April 1st, of course, he like puts in link in bio, a whole
Mhm.
post of him sprawled out,
Yes.
sans clothes.
Oh my
And
God.
it's like, join my OnlyFans. Like you asked for it, here it is. But it was April Fool's. And like he's never been the type that I think would exploit his sexuality in that way.
Yeah.
Um, So that was very surprising. And we're still trying to figure out because he still has the post up. If you go though to his only, because of course we clicked it, didn't sign up. All right. Because I actually really have no desire to do that. But if you do, go for it. Have fun. Let us know in the comments if it's real. But apparently he has his OnlyFans, but now it's free to sign up. And the only thing that has been posted was April 1st. And then before that was an ad or the trailer for his show on Prime. So I think it's all a publicity stunt.
Hmm.
But I would be very curious to see if he dropped a little something extra just to get people interested. But honestly, I don't think he needs to do that. So Tyler, if you're listening, please just, you don't need to do that. We're excited about your show. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I think my husband will watch that with me.
Yeah, I'm
It'd be cool
definitely
to
gonna
watch that.
watch
Home
it because I
reno.
like shows like that. So
Me
I
too.
want to check it out and see. And for me, like I
Definitely.
said, it's like I'm learning about it. So
Yeah.
I'm
And like
fun.
he's been doing this for a long time. If
Yeah.
you watch him on social media, it's like he knows what he's doing. So,
Yeah.
and he's
And it's
a nice guy. He is a nice guy. Like he doesn't seem like a douche or anything. So that's exciting.
and next,
Next, more news is Giannina Gibelli. Gibelli.
I think
She and Blake Hortzman. So the reason we're talking about these people, Blake Hortzman is from Bachelor Nation.
Mhm.
And he actually paired up with a Love is Blind contestant,
Mhm.
Giannina,
Mhm.
which is crazy, such a crossover. But they have welcomed a baby named Heath. It's so cute.
Aw.
And they have been killing it on the online, like,
Yeah.
influencer game. They've posted
Yeah.
things like almost every day. She looks amazing. They're doing these cute things with the baby. He's
Yeah.
so sweet with the baby. Like, oh my God. I think I commented. I was like, I don't know how you're doing all this content, but like, well done.
Yes, well
Like,
done.
I
Well done.
was
That's all,
nowhere
like
looking as cute when I had my baby. Definitely not posting
most of us
anything.
are not looking when we have
No.
our children.
He looks amazing. Blake looks happy. The baby's
Mhm.
so cute. Like, I'm so happy for them because he was one of those guys. He was on Bachelor in Paradise and he was kind of like a player. It's like people just didn't trust him after a while. And I'm so happy to see that he's found his love. They seem super
Yeah.
in love.
Oh,
So it's really cute to see that.
it is. So congratulations, guys.
Yeah, congratulations to baby Heath.
Yay.
Okay, more Bachelor in Paradise couple news.
Okay.
So, Alana and Chris
Cochran.
Cochran,
Yeah.
who they were a little bit of a controversial couple on Bachelor in Paradise because they definitely were those people that like went on. So he got on first. He was like part of Bachelor in Paradise, and he was kind of just like trying to stay on by, pretending to be in a couple with who's he um, with someone. And
What
it was
season was it?
all just so that he would stay on in time for Alana to come on.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh,
then when
okay.
she came on, they were like together. And then they actually left together, but she seemed so annoyed that they left. And I just felt like they weren't going to make it. I was like, oh, this is all just for clout. But here they are years later and they're engaged. So I'm really
Yay!
happy for them.
Awesome. So that's really cool.
Yeah, so that's really great to see. And then, of course, one of our favorite couples, Noah and Abigail, they have set a
Yay!
date. They're really
Yes.
excited. She's
Uh-huh.
like trying on dresses.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they're so in love. I think we reposted a video of her like trying on dresses, and
Mm-hmm.
I tagged Noah. And he responded being like, I almost got in a car crash trying to read and watch this
I'm
video.
sorry,
And I
no.
was like, I know, I was like, I'm so sorry. But it's just like, get you a man that will stop traffic to
Uh-huh.
look at you looking lovely in your dresses. Like,
Yes.
I love them so much. And I can't wait for them to get married. I
Yeah.
really hope that they do like a televised thing, but maybe they won't.
They probably, I don't
They
know.
probably
They
won't.
probably on, but I don't know.
But
Who
I love
knows? But
them.
it's like not common anymore. I think the golden wedding was such a
Well,
rarity.
Mari and Kenny did it,
Well,
the
yeah,
last
well,
Bachelor.
they did a
And
special one for Bachelor
Tracy's
in
here.
Paradise, but they
Yeah.
technically
Oh,
got married
yeah.
before then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But
that's true.
the golden wedding was legit though. That was like
That was a
this
whole
was
wedding.
yeah, that was a whole
Yes. And
wedding.
if you want to watch that, we did an episode on it, one of
We
our first
did.
ones.
Yes, guys. But yeah, no, it would be so wonderful to see it. But if not, people will be there to take photos and we'll see it that
Yeah.
way. So that'll be wonderful. And yeah, I really like them as a couple. I like them as people, like individuals too, but I like them as a
Yes.
couple. So I really like that
Yeah.
they're together. And I love how, they're working on their house and Noah seems like a great guy. And Abigail does a lot of videos where she talks about, hearing loss and cochlear implant and the lack of diversity in the Bachelor franchise. So
She
it's really
does.
nice to see that. And I
Yeah.
just appreciate them. So
I
yes, go
know. They're
guys.
like really good
So happy.
people.
Yeah, they
Where
seem like
like I hate to say it, but on
genuinely,
something like Bachelor, like you don't really have the highest standards. But I think
yeah.
that like they're good people. And I think that again, like I think casting's like choosing better people. So.
Yeah, I think they're doing better overall now for sure. And that's really nice to see. So I hope they keep it up. I hope they did that for Jen's season, and I hope they continue to do it after this because it would be lovely for the Bachelor franchise to take a turn.
Mhm.
And I feel like it started with Zach's season, and I think a big part of that are the showrunners. Even though that was towards the end of the last showrunners with Zach's season, I think it started there, and I think it definitely took off with Charity's season because that was right after the showrunners left, and they had the new ones. And obviously, Joey's season was with the new showrunners as well. And I think that that says a lot. That's a
Mhm.
big part of it. So I
Yeah.
hope they continue the success and it
Yeah.
keeps going because they can find great people from seasons with great leads. And that's what they're doing right now. So I hope they keep doing that. But we
Yeah.
will keep coming back with more updates, guys, because there's
Yeah.
always something new to report
So
in Bachelor
honestly,
Nation.
and there's so much going on, like
There
small
is.
things that we
Uh-huh.
would want to cover too, but there were just so many big
So
things that we wanted to
much.
talk about.
So much, guys.
So, we'll try and do this enough to keep everyone in the loop on the
Yeah.
big things. And honestly, Arena, like, would you not agree that if something big happens, we might just have to drop another episode
Yes.
in the
Yes.
moment? So we'll try
Of
and stay on
course.
top of that. Yeah.
Yes, we will.
But
So
only
look for
really big
that.
stuff. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we gotta plan
Yeah,
it.
guys, come on. We do have lives outside of that. So we love
Yeah.
this. We love this. But, we do have
No, this has been
a
fun.
lot going on.
All
So,
right.
yeah,
Well, I think
that's
that's
it.
everything.
Yeah, that is
Thank you
it. And
all.
thanks so much for joining us, guys. And yeah, we're going to have a good spring and into the summer. And then Jen's season. Oh, and closer to
Yes.
Jen's season, we're going to do a profile on Jen too. So
Yes,
for that, guys. Like in
definitely.
June, probably.
Right,
Closer
right,
to the
right.
beginning of her season.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Okay.
that's
Well, it's
it.
great to see you guys. Have a
Yeah.
great evening.
Night.
Bye.